What's going on, everyone? Pedro with Forlo Addicts here. Today what we're going to be talking about is this press tool that I built to rebuild my Johnny joints on my Jeep. I recently did a video on how to rebuild the Johnny joint, and I talked about a little bit about the press that I made to rebuild the Johnny joints, but I had some comments. Some of you guys asked how I built the tool, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what components, what I did, how I built it. Stay tuned and we're going to go show you how I made this thing. Essentially, this is what consists of this here tool. The press is a 3/4 inch wrench, a bearing track, a couple of 1/2 inch washers, which seem to be about an 1/8 inch thick. So two of them kind of welded together. The same studs from the bearing, grade A 1/2 inch grade A bolts, long enough to be able to go through to the Johnny joint. And obviously a 1/2 inch nut and a 1/2 inch washer. As you can see, that says 1/2 inch, and then that will basically sit over, press it down, and it still leaves you room to drop that C-clip in. As you can see, I kind of ground the welding down here flush, and then on this side and that side, and it's a little offset, but it's really practical. As you're tightening down, the angle really helps. As you can see, the Johnny joint goes right through that 1/2 inch bolt, and then that washer goes down on top of that 1 inch socket, and then you tighten up that nut, and the angle on the wrench, the way I welded it, allows to make it easier to tighten. As you can see, it tightens nice and evenly, and that 1 inch socket presses evenly over that washer. All right, guys, I really hope that video was helpful to some of you guys that were asking how I made it. It's a simple process that I basically utilized what I had laying around in the garage and spare parts, and I had a need. I fulfilled it by making something that worked, and the outcome turned out a lot better than I even anticipated. But that's kind of what we do, right? That's the thing about being able to make things. That's why we have a welder. That's why we have a plasma cutter. That's why we buy tools, to be able to become somewhat self-sufficient, that when there's a need, you get to improvise. So if you've done projects like this, I definitely want to hear your ideas, or if you've done a better version or something similar with different idea, or if you have a different concept or suggestions, maybe we can do a version 2.0 of this. I'd love to do, I love projects like this. So if you have some suggestions, I'd love to hear them, because I would love to make a version 2.0. I do have to rebuild the Johnny joints on the backside of the Jeep. So why don't we build another tool? Put your comments down below, your suggestions, and maybe we can make that happen. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more videos. This is Pedro with Forlo Addicts. Build, will, break, repeat.